Welcome back to Tell Me Something Good. I'm your host, Jackie.
And I'm your host, Jelly. And today we have a very special guest,
LaJennys. So,
yeah, we're in sync.
LaJennys, you probably know her from all the different things that she's good at. So, real estate. She has a podcast.
Sí.
It's Chismeando con LaJennys. She has a Bible study. What?
In a book club.
A book club.
Yeah. Very different.
She's the jack of all trades. And what else? I feel like there's more.
So I've recently with my friends Alon Kels, I sometimes in the maestra de ceremonia, that's what they call it, and I talk on the mic, introduce everybody in the party. So I've done that, and then yesterday I was a barista.
So she does it all. She has literally she has it all, for the personality, everything. And she's actually going to be hosting my baby shower. So
yeah, I've seen her some videos of some games, and she's turned me down.
They're inappropriate, but I would do them if it was all girls. But you know how guys are. And literally, she sent me one the other day. She's like, "Can we do this?" I'm like, I showed Johnny. He's like, "That's a freaky ass baby shower."
And I think everybody's going to be lit, probably. It's gonna be.
Yeah. Never mind. Let me not do that.
We're really going to get to know Jenny a little bit more, get into her life, her personal life. Yeah. So you're going to get to know her a little bit more than what you see on social media. But first, Jenny, tell us something good.
Something good. I have to say it's my kiddos. Not mine personally, but my nieces and nephews and my baby Sammy, who's my godson. I think that they're the most amazing thing that's happened to me, just having them and seeing them grow up. And yeah, I think that's my good thing is them.
Oh, she's so sweet. She's the best aunt. Like, she really is. She even like babysits for her friends. Like,
I do, yeah.
Who have like little babies. Like, she'll go out with the babies and give the mom a break. So you better I better see some of that next year for me.
I'm like, Jackie, let me see your kid. We're gonna go shopping. No, we have a thing with baby Sammy that every month, like, we buy him like 3 to 4 outfits, to just to wear and for them to have, because like you have to understand is that whenever you become a parent, it's a lot of expenses. Yeah. And I feel for them, and like I'm like, well, it's just me and my lonesome. Like let me spoil him for him a little bit, and then. But yeah, it had to be my kiddos. And every time I go to the store, I'm always in the baby aisle, and I'm like, I'm acting like I got kids.
Oh, you're so sweet, though. I think that is so sweet. Okay, so Jelly, I'm gonna get confused. Jelly and Jenny. Jelly, tell me something good.
My something good is that we're finally hosting a Tell Me Something Good
Get together.
Just a small little get together. Because I feel like we talk about things on here all the time, and then I'm like, we actually need to do it and start doing the things. But yeah, that's gonna be in 2 weeks, so I'm just excited about that.
Me too. Just hosting people and just having a little like sober good time for me.
Sober for you.
Sleep for yourself.
Jelly said, don't put me in that.
Sober, no alcohol allowed. I'm just playing. Imagine if I was like that. I'm like, no one can. They're gonna be a Reddit story. Am I the asshole for telling my friends they can't drink?
Oh my gosh, please do one.
No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And then something good for me too is the weather's really rainy today. I love when the weather's rainy and it's a Sunday.
It's giving Oa vibes.
I love this weather, and that we have Jenny here today. No, but we have been wanting to have guests for a while, and I think we finally have a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, I think it was us. It wasn't you.
Yeah, I would get so nervous at first, but I feel comfortable with you. So,
which I don't know why. I was literally telling them that for like my podcast, I don't get nervous at all asking the questions, but now that I'm in the seat where they're gonna ask me questions, I'm like, well, I'm an open book. If anybody knows me, I am pretty much open to discussing my whole life with you.
We met how long ago?
Girl, a very long time ago.
She was little, like this little. Like I remember her. I was probably like 12. Like when I met you. Like we would go to the same parties, like our family, like your mom. So we met when you were really small, but we weren't close until I want to say like a few years ago, 5 years ago.
I would say that whenever your parents opened Taco Loco in downtown, I started working there.
That's when we got, I was like, but she's so much younger than us. But she's so mature.
But I feel like y'all are close in age.
No, I'm about to be 29. How old are you?
23.
She's so young.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she hangs around like,
Girl, all my
she's always the
friends.
youngest in the group. But she's very mature, and I think that's one thing that I remember when I was first getting to know her. I was like, Jenny is so mature. Like, you wouldn't think that she's 18 or 17 whenever we were.
Yeah, me at 22. Ooh. Not
No,
even.
literally.
No,
Not even me at 25. But she's like doing the things. She grew up really fast, and one of the things that I think you grew up really fast was also being in a relationship really young.
Very young.
And that's something I want to get into because I think a lot of people could relate to that. Like, you know, getting in a relationship young with your high school sweetheart and then growing up together. And then I guess, like, how do you navigate changes in your life when you're growing up with somebody, you know?
I mean, I was with my ex-boyfriend, which is so weird to say that, but I was with my ex-boyfriend for almost 9 years.
Yeah.
We broke up 1 month before we turned 9. And honestly, it was like the hardest decision I've made in my life, right? And at this point, we were dating for 9 years. We were living together for 4. We had our own house, which Jackie also helped us buy our house whenever we were in the market for it.
And you did that at what age? I want to go back to, like, how old were you when you did this? Like,
yeah,
18?
I was really young. I was 18. I turned 19 that year. We met each other when I was 13, going on 14. So, like, from 13 to 22, 23 almost, like, me and him ended in very, very good, like, in a good place. You know, there's no hate towards him. There's no hate. I hope no hate towards me.
He's gonna comment, Jenny, speak for yourself, honey.
And now I'm gonna go on Reddit and be like, am I the asshole that? No, but we are very what is the word, amicable towards each other. We hang out with our future compadres every once in a while all together, but I think that for me, there's just no point for me to say that I regret those 9 years I was with that man, right? Because for better or for worse, like, he was my partner. He was the one that I chose to move out of my parents' house. And whether that was because I really wanted to or because, you know, you try to escape whatever's happening at home and you think that your only solution is to move out. And then, but then that's your problem because, mind you, when I moved out of my parents, like, I was in a very bad situation with my mom. Like, I did not have the relationship I have with her now. And Sergio was always there for the big moments, right? So when we met, it was also because I was going through something with my mom and, like, personally too, and he was there, right? And then, like, we were dating, we would hang out. We eventually were allowed to date because in a Mexican household, you're not allowed to date until you're 15.
Yeah.
So we finally were able to go out and date. But then by the time you turn 18, you're just like, I have this freedom now, right? I had graduated high school with the associates in arts in college. And I was like, I need to get out of here. And it was also him. It's like, well, I need to get out of my house too. So you put 2 and 2 together. You're just like, okay, well, let's buy a house, right? And when we moved out, that was another big thing, that it wasn't because we were ready to upstart our relationship and do this whole, like, married couple thing. It was because we were both running away from something or trying to escape a certain household, right? So I think that as you're living with them and you're going through it, like, people change. You can't expect for your significant other to stay just how you met him or her, right?
And you change too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You actually freaking do. And it's that's another thing that it makes it so hard for you to get up and leave, right? Because even though you see that your partner has changed, that, you know, for whatever reason, they don't plan dates, they don't like trips, and obviously it comes with the headache of having a mortgage now, having car payments, having insurance payments, everything. At the end of the day, it's just like, we focus so much on the bills that we as a couple, like, we drifted, right? And, like, for me, I'm a big, like, romantic. I'm a very hopeless romantic in that aspect. But, you know, like, you want to love so hard, right?
Yes.
Like you want to love it. You want to, think that you will find someone who,
like a fairy tale.
yeah. And obviously, like, you sit here and you're like, oh, well, Jenny, like, it's not going to happen what happens in your books. But it's like not even asking for that. It's asking for a partner who is there, or like who spends time with you, I guess, in a way, right? Because one thing about Sergio is that he's a great human being. And like I said, I would never, ever speak ill of him. I would never wish him bad or anything. But it was also the fact that sometimes you just get distracted and you end up not paying attention to the relationship that you're in. And it can go both ways, because the minute he started, drifting and pulling away and not doing the things that we used to do all the time I did it too. I was like, all right, like, for example, social media, right? I used to post them all the time. Like post our anniversaries, birthdays, dates, whatever you call it. Like he was always on mine, but I was never on his.
Oh yeah, I would be like, this is the last time. Let's see. I won't post you till you post me.
Yeah, and like every time you bring it up, he's like, well, I'm not big on social media, which okay, understandable, but like one pic,
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like, because I'm the same way as you. Like, I'm also a hopeless romantic. Like,
Yeah, same.
I'm like, that you are not asking for too much. And then people tell you, like, well, you can't have everything. Like, but it's like, I think you can. Why? But I hear that from everybody. They're like, some guys that do the things, they're actually not good guys. And the guys, you have to pick your, like, what is it? ¿Cómo se dice? Sacrificar certain things for other things. But I don't know. Because, like, to me, like, Sergio's a good guy. Like, even, I've met him so many times. I've known him. I know he's a good guy. But, like, to me, and this is what I've had this conversation too, like, not cheating is the bare minimum.
Yeah.
There's more
really
to, like, oh, you don't cheat on me? Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
But I need more. Like, I feel like there's.
And that's where it all goes, because there was a point where, like, you end up not believing in the things you've believed in for so long, right? Just because your partner's constantly telling you, like, well, you already have this. You have this. Like, no other guy is gonna give you this. And you end up being like, okay, yeah, you know what? You're right. Like, I already have all this. Like, what else do I need, right? So you end up believing, like, them, and it's, and it was something that I started doing, right? Like, I'm a huge, like, I want to get married, right? I want to get married. I want the white dress. I want the wedding. I want it all, right? And, like, growing up with parents who divorced and separated, it's hard to believe in marriage, and it's hard to believe that our relationship does last forever, right? So, we all have our differences and opinions there. And I feel like me and him, we were like this. He didn't believe in it. He just thought it was a piece of paper, which understandable. Like, I'm not going to force marriage on you, but I'm also not going to sit here and wait for my whole freaking life for you to ask the question, right? And at that point, like, dude, it's been more than 8 years. Like, we're not talking that we've been dating for a year or 2 years. This is like 8 years of my life, and you're still not wanting to do that commitment, right?
Yep, exactly.
And it's always the fact that people would tell you, well, like, well, Jenny, you have a house that, he pays for. You have a car that he pays for. You have, like, all these things that girls wish they could have from a man. Like, why do you want marriage? But it's just like, well, because I do. And for so long, I defended it until I finally, like, when people would ask me the question of, like, oh, like, when are you guys planning to get married? I'll be like, we're in no rush. Like, I have a house, I have a car. Like,
you started saying things back to people.
And it sucks, because now that you're on the other side of things, you're like, why would I ever change that of me to fit into a situation that clearly wasn't for me?
Yeah.
Right? And it's so hard to understand. Like, I promise you, it's so hard. And it isn't until I started really in my journey of reading the Bible and in my faith that I have, read it, and you're just like, wow, like, God really has set us on this earth to do extraordinary things and to follow our purpose and to do all of this. Like, why are we settling for the bare minimum if God, like, literally sent his only son to die on the cross for us?
Yep.
And that was, like, a huge sacrifice. So it's like, why are we sitting here and like I said, accepting the bare minimum whenever we have a God that loves us? And that should be plenty. you know, and it's still very hard because even if you do break up with a person and you're like, okay, well, I let this man go, you really don't fully let that man go.
Yeah, and it's been recent. This was this year, so
in April.
Yeah,
so 6 months.
It's still really new, right? I think anything that is in the same year, 2 years, like, and then it's gonna be things that are gonna remind you, like, or some days that are gonna be harder than others.
Girl, the holiday season.
The holidays
has finally kicked in. Like, I was good after the breakup. I was good. Like, in April and May, you know, you think about it like, dang, like, you know, I'm living back with your dad, you know, you're going through all this, and my dad has been my number one supporter in all of this, and my rock, who I've leaned on so much. And, you know, at home, I'm just like, maybe this had to happen, because like now me and my dad are like this.
Yeah.
Like we go to breakfast together, like we hang out on the weekends with my brother too and my sister. And so it's like maybe things that happen, but you know, in July, I went to Miami with Giselle.
This girl was living. No, you went to Miami. When she goes to Miami, she gone.
I went to Miami with Giselle and Elena. And then while we were up there, we went to the Morgan Wallen concert. 10 out of 10. If you haven't gone to his concert, you should go. And then in August, my Giselle surprised me. Well, Giselle and Elena surprised me with the trip to New York City, which, if anybody knows me, I've been dying to go to New York City, and it lived up to the hype I had in my head. I did not see a rat, though. I really, really wanted to see a rat. Like, me and Elena were digging to the trap. Like, not digging, but like, you know.
I saw looking. 1 rat or 2 rats, and I was like, my experience here. Yep, I got the full New York.
We did not see a single rat. But honestly, like, you know, my birthday was also very, very hard. And then you guys surprised me with a birthday, and I started crying like the minute I saw everybody there, because it's just like, you know, this is my first birthday without this man. And then now the holiday seasons are coming up, and I'm like,
yeah, I think that's where it's going to be, like the holidays, also anniversaries. I think those are like the hardest, because you look back, or you get memories on Snapchat or on your phone, and you're going to be like, last year or 2 years ago, things were so different. But I think that you're going through it for something. And I think that in this time, everyone can tell you that has seen you, you had this glow. Not even anything to do
I'm over here like crying.
Not even like nothing against like your ex, because he, like I said, he is a good guy. I've met him, but I think you're finding your voice, finding yourself, and I think that oversees anyone paying your bills or like anything like that. Because I'm the same way. Like because people always
like that. Like I want to get married too. Like I'm not settling for anybody who does it. You know?
Yes, and then we've even talked about like, okay, at what point do you like say like, okay, well, he pays my bills, he does this, but what more? Like, shit, I'll pay my own bills if that's like, what do you mean? Like,
now that I pay my Forerunner and my insurance and stuff, I'm like, okay, well, this isn't that bad.
Yeah, you're like, but once you get there, it's like you want someone who does show you love. It's out there. I really do think like that buys you flowers, that does like the little things. I do think it's out there, but
girl, I hope so.
Or like, is the thoughtfulness, is it in you, or do you have to teach? Like,
well, I think you can, like, if you really love someone, you would do.
You want to do this.
Yeah, you would want them to be happy, right? Like, for me, and vice versa. Like, Sergio also did a lot for me. I cannot say that he didn't, but like, for me, just to make him happy, like, you know, you change. And that's why when people are like, oh, well, or like, man, when men are like, oh, I'm not, you know, I'm not lovey-dovey. Like, I just didn't grow up with that. Like, I'm like, okay, but you're choosing not to do it with me.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're saying that, you didn't grow up with that, you didn't have a dad that did that to your mom, but like, why can't you be different? To me and to our relationship? And that's another thing that I always tell people, that with like kids, for example, too, when, you know, when they're like, oh, well, I raised my kids this way because my mom did too, but I'm just like, but do you even like your parents?
Do you like how they raised you?
Do you like how they raised you? I was like, and if you didn't, why are you raising your kids that same way just because you got punished when you were a child, just because, you know, you went through all this? Like, why are you making your kids go through it just because you went through it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with man and relationships. I feel that way, right? And it's just like, it's a choice. It's a really a big choice in your relationship, whether it makes or breaks, or whether you can come to a agreement of some sort. But honestly, for me, I love flowers, but not apology flowers.
Yeah, apology flowers, like, no.
Like, get your sorry ass out of here.
Yeah, it's like at that point, I don't want the flowers.
No,
like,
for sure.
like I think surprise flowers, or like just little gestures,
Even a note,
even
like,
a note, free stuff.
something.
Like, pick the damn flowers from outside. I don't care where you pick
a little flower. Yeah,
like a little note that was like leaves a note like on the fridge or something like that. But I really think guys think that that's corny sometimes, and I'm like,
or that it's gonna ruin, like it's gonna take some of their manhood away.
Yes.
And I'm like, honey, if anything, it adds to it.
Yeah.
and I will say, if a girl is already feeling you, anything that you do is a plus. Because I think if I'm not feeling you and you keep doing it, and I'm like, boy, you is getting creepy. I don't like it.
You're giving Joe vibes.
Yeah. But if it's like someone that you know, like, this is advice for the men. If you're talking to a girl and she's already giving you, like, you know, you like each other, literally there's nothing that you can't do that is sweet, that is going to be corny or too much.
Yes.
Right? Because I remember Johnny had told me, he's like, I don't want to be too corny. I'm like, I like you. Anything that you do is not corny because I already have feelings for you.
Exactly.
It's a plus. Anything that you do is just like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. But I think guys overthink it sometimes.
They do overthink it. And here's another thing. I think if a man is like super, you know, gift giving at the beginning of the relationship, flowers, dates, and actually plan the dates.
Let's go plan. Explain what planning the date is for the men. Not just what are we gonna do, babe?
Yeah. I think planning a date, and I think it's so dead in our generation, or at least in my generation, that it's so dead that men plan dates for their girl, right? And planning a date means, hey, are you available this Saturday, right? And the girl's like, oh yeah, I'm available. All right, cool. At 7 o'clock, I'll go pick you up. I have a few, you know, we're gonna go to dinner. We're gonna go do this, and like just dress casually or whatever the occasion is, right? Like, it's not that hard. Mm-hmm. It really is not that hard.
I know, me and Lexi, it's funny. We're like, if we were boyfriends, we'd be the best boyfriend.
I was thinking about that the other day.
I was like if I were a boy by Beyonce.
No, for real.
No, yeah.
Like, we literally say that. We're like, if I was a boy, she'd be like, because Lexi would tell me, I would be treating you like a queen. I'm like, me too.
Lesbians.
Because I swear, I feel like some guys really don't.
They just overcomplicate it. I think that's it's as simple as saying, like, it's so easy. So now that I've been single, right? I've tried to be on dating apps, right? But I don't think I'm ready for it. I don't think I'm ready for society yet. Like, you know, I'm still scared. But the few people that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, like the minute they're like, yeah, what do you want to do?
But how has it been, like, putting yourself out there?
It's been weird, nerve-wracking. You do see that a lot of the dating apps, they're very lustful. Yeah, and that's just not something that I'm looking for. If I want lustful, like, I'll go back to my ex and be like, you know,
sneaky, you up? Hey, big head.
You know, like, I'm just like, you know, I'm not in it for the lustful part, and I think that's another, like, you know, very great thing that I've learned reading the Bible is that you have to respect your temple, your body. You have to respect you as a person, and if any guy or girl comes to you in a lustful way, they don't really want you. They just want a good time and let's go.
Yep.
You know, and actually I wouldn't know, but I think I'm a huge relationship girl. Like, I couldn't do flings.
The hookups.
Yeah.
You will develop
catch feelings.
Yeah.
No, you will. You will catch feelings, or you will get pregnant.
Exhibit 8.
Or both. So just know, I heard from a friend that you might get. So no, you will. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, if you are just hooking up and stuff, like, there's no way you can't. And we've talked about that, like, soul ties. Just even if you don't even like them, and then you start hooking up, you start liking them, right? You're like, wait, you start looking at them a little different.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, I couldn't do, like, sneaky links. I couldn't do any of that, and I don't want to. Right? Like, I want my relationships to be intentional, just like I feel like I'm very particular with my friendships. You know, the people that you see around you is because I actually do enjoy spending time with them, and I feel like they bring purpose into my life and something into my life. And that's that. Like, that's why when I was younger, and when you're younger, you think like having a lot of friends, it's it's about, right? Mm-hmm. Having friends, like, for everything, right? But now, like, literally I can count with my two hands how many friends I have, right? And obviously you have acquaintances, you have people that you meet, the friends, you have, stuff like that you're going out and stuff like that. But it's just like, you have to be very purposeful in your friendships and in your relationship. And you have to be very purposeful with your relationship with God too, right? You can't just be saying scripture or like trying to talk about God whenever you're really not into the Bible, into learning about him and loving like him. And I think that's one major thing, is that we say that we want to be closer to God, closer to our faith, but we don't understand what it's to love like Jesus loves us or loves us, right? So, like, that's another thing with me being out there. Like, I've decided that I'm going to delete them. Like, they're not bringing any purpose to my life. I don't feel like I'm ready to actually, like, be out there. Because here's another thing. Whenever I made the decision of leaving my ex-partner, like, it was so hard because me, I feel like I am behind in life. And
Girl.
It's so crazy.
She ahead of all of us.
No, like, this is just how I feel, because I feel like my brain has always been like, go, 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 go. Like, I started working when I was 15. I got a second job when I was 16. And then I was juggling high school classes, college classes, 2 jobs, a boyfriend, a family. Like, I've always been busy, right? I've never actually just been like, still. And in that, like, choosing this, like, which I contemplated for a whole year. Sounds really bad to say that, like, really, really bad. But for a whole year, in the last year of my relationship with my ex-partner, like, it was always a thing in the back of my head saying, like,
should I go?
Like, should I leave?
And this just goes to show that when a woman leaves you, it's not been just from that one thing. It's like you've thought about it you've been battling with it within yourself for so long.
For so long. Like, what is the saying? Like, the woman leaves you mentally before she physically leaves you. Like, that was me. Like, I had left, or I guess have checked out from my relationship long before I actually left. And it comes to no surprise, because he knows, between me and him, we know exactly what went on and how things happened and why things happened. But, like, it took me a whole year to be like, should I? Like, okay, well, if I leave, I'd had to go back to live either with my sister or with my dad, because I don't make enough money to live on my own, more with rent being what it is now, And then my tax lady told me I don't make enough for a mortgage payment. Anyway. No, but, like, and I thought about it, and then you kind of were like, no, Jeannie, like, well, for me, I was like, you got to stick it out, because if you leave, it's like you've taken so many steps forward just for you to come all the way back, right? And in my head, like, that was me failing in life. That was me failing in my relationship. That was me failing, like, as a person, because then it came to, why couldn't I be content in the relationship? Why couldn't I have changed me to fit here? Like, at the end of the day, like, we were together for so long. Like, why couldn't I have been the one that just grabbed on just a little bit harder? But in doing that, like, I just felt like a part of me was just chipping away.
Yeah. You ask, like, why can't I be satisfied?
Yeah.
Like, am I the problem? Am I
Yeah. And obviously it was like things that I would voice to him and to the girls at Bible study. I think, I discussed it a lot with you guys too, but it was just like me trying to hold on to something that I knew I needed to let go of, just like was taking like a part of me. And slowly and surely, like, you stop doing the things you love doing. You stop being the person that you are. Like, you're like, okay, like, maybe I'm the problem, And then it's not until I had finally just reached a point where God was telling me, and I was praying about it. I was praying about it every day, saying, like, God, like, if this isn't for me, like, please tell me. And this guy's like, God done told you to leave that man.
You're like, give me a sign. Give me another one.
No, I remember. So it was back. Me and Jackie used to go to the gym in the mornings. Well, we tried. And like one time, I was going through it, and it was like 2, 3 in the morning, and like Jackie responded back really quick. I was like, oh,
We were texting at like 3 in the morning, like going. She texted me like, I think I texted you like, hey, I'm still up. I can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll make it to the gym. I'm like wide awake because we were supposed to be there at 6. I was awake at 2:30, 3 a.m. You're like, I'm up too. I'm thinking about life. And then we were like sending each other till like 4 in the morning. I think.
And like it really was that. And like, so you can clearly see that, you go through it, and it's so easy for people to tell you whenever you tell them about your issues at home or your issues with your partner. They're so easy to tell you, we'll break up with him. We'll leave him already. Like, why are you there? But until you're put in that situation, because I've never had my heart broken before. Like, never. I dated in middle school, but like, be for real. Be for real. My longest relationship in middle school was like 9 months.
That's pretty good.
I was like 2.
Yeah, like be for real, Jenny. Like, so it was also easy for me to tell my friends, like, well, if that man ain't treating you right, girl, what you doing there? Like, but then again, you sit here and you're like, well, I gave her that opinion of mine, but why can't I take my own, So until you're in there, you're just like, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I finally did it because I had breakfast with my dad one time. It was a Friday morning. We had breakfast. And I was telling him, I was like, hey, and at this point, my parents are separated, so it's only my dad at the house, right? So that's why I was comfortable with going back home, which now, obviously, me and my mom are in a very great space, but still, wouldn't want to live with her.
Sometimes you're in a good space because you don't live with them.
Yeah. So I told my dad, I'm like, hey, so, I haven't been too happy in my relationship. And the minute I said that, he looks at me and he's like, well, come home.
Aww.
Like, what are you waiting for? And I was like, no, well, I wanted to ask you first before, like, I, did break up with him, and like, I wouldn't have anywhere to go. And he was like, well, that's a dumb question. Like, you're always welcome back at home with the doors wide open, like this and this and that. And like, girl, I started crying.
I'm about to cry right now.
I started crying, and like, my dad is a man of very few words, unless he's drunk. Then like, he'd be spilling it to you. But like, when he was just like looking at me, and like, then you sit there and you're just like, I'm a huge daddy's girl. Like, I love that man to pieces. And him like looking at me that way, I was just like, damn, like, like, I deserve someone like my dad.
Yes.
Like, my dad is a very, very sweet man. And after him, I told my brother, right? Because my brother still lived at home then. And my brother and Sergio are really good friends. Like, they've been since before me and Sergio met. They're very, very great friends. And Osvaldo literally looked at me and he was like, well, like, what are you waiting for? Like, leave him. If you're not happy there, like, leave, right? And it's so crazy coming from him because he's getting married next year, right? And I remember whenever he proposed, like, that was another thing that stung to me because they've been dating maybe a year less than me and Sergio had been. And I'm like,
he's ready. Yeah, you're like,
so it's just like, dang, like, I've been living with my man for so long, and I get, like, marriage is hard, right? Marriage is a very hard topic and a very sensitive topic to some. But and then like they were my 2 main rocks in the whole process. And like Osvaldo was like, because then at some point I was like, you know what, like, I don't want to bother you guys. I don't want to be up in y'all space. Like, you guys have y'all's rhythm going or whatever. Like, I'll get an apartment. And they both look at me like I was dumb. They're like, no, you're gonna come live with us. Like, my brother moved out from the big room. Like, I got the big room and stuff. And when I decided to break up with Sergio, oh gosh, it was a horrible, horrible night. I did it on a Monday night. Ruined this whole week. Sorry.
not a Monday. I feel like breakups are like weekend things. Yeah. Like Sunday, maybe Sunday. Sunday might be Saturday.
Yeah, literally ruined his whole week. I felt so bad after. I was like, oh, sorry. But it's like, I couldn't, lie to this man anymore, right? Because at the end of the day, like, there's always going to be love for him. Like, and I'm always going to say that. Like, I'm always going to have love. I'm always going to want him to do good in life. And do good for himself, right? So I couldn't sit there and keep lying to this man that I wasn't happy, which I feel like he knew, but in the fear of voicing the, that thing, like, it scared him and it scared me. And when I did it, like, it was a very tough night. And it took me the whole week to move out. And even now when we talk, like, we're cool and everything, but it's still weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like you've seen me, I've seen you.
Yeah, like not even a year ago you were together,
Yeah, for sure. And now that the holidays are coming up, like, I'm a huge family girl, right? Like, even with him, like, I would drag him to his family parties because he didn't like, being out and being social. And I was like, well, no, we're going here, we're going there. And now with the holidays coming up, I think it's finally settling in.
Yeah.
And now that I am still keeping busy, like, with real estate, with, being CCTC.
Doing everything. Which is not one thing about Jenny. She gonna be busy.
Yeah, and, like, doing everything, hang out with my friends. And but still with the holidays coming up, it's just like, last year we were already planning to either go to PA or spend time with my family here. And I love Christmas, right? Like, I'm a huge Christmas girl. Maybe it's for the gifts. Maybe it's not, but like, I'm a huge Christmas girl. And, like, this year, and by the time, last year I was already super excited for Christmas, but, like, this year I'm like, it's gonna be tough. Like, I'm probably gonna be crying.
No, it is, and it is gonna be tough. And I even think, like, when you're in a long-term relationship and you think about leaving them, you almost feel bad for them because they won't be with your family.
Yes.
Like, you're like, wait, they're gonna be sad on the holidays because they're always with my family, or they're like, I've had those thoughts in my past too, where I'm like I feel bad, like, they're lonely, and now, but then I'm like, but they didn't think about that whenever we were together, like. They didn't appreciate those things. But I would feel bad for people I broke up with because I'm like, now you're missing out with my family. Like, I feel bad for you, like, or sometimes you feel sad because.
And that's how I feel too. Like, I'm like, dang, like, brother ain't gonna go with me. Like, more the PA, right? PA was our thing. PA, obviously he gets PTO because he works at a wherever he worked at. Anyway, so for 2 weeks we would go up to PA.
Is that your family? Or
yeah, my family.
Aww.
And we would spend it up there because, like, my cousins adore him. Like, I swear, they be giving him the longest hugs. And I'm like, once upon a time you liked me, remember? No, but yeah, like, we would spend, either Thanksgiving or Christmas up there for a whole 2 weeks and just be with them. And now this year, like, I don't know, like, I've been wanting to go to PA, but at the same time, I've been, like, stacking my calendar not to go to PA. Because it's just like, how do I go up there alone when that was our thing? Yeah. Right? Like, how do I, hang out with people and, like, and this is, I would say this is my karma biting me in the ass. Because, like, I would always tell, I would always brag the fact that me and Sergio were so good that, we got along, which we did for a very long time. We did get along, and we still do very well, but even when we started dating, we were two opposites, right? That attract each other. Like, I'm super, like, I talk, I'm a yapper, like, I'm super social and happy all the time, and he's so anti-social, so, like, homebody. But at the beginning, like, that's what brought us together, right? Like, we kind of, like, balanced each other out. But as you grow in your relationship and as you grow, living together, eventually our differences drifted us apart, right? Because I wanted to do this and do that and do this. And he was like, well, no, like, he was the rational one in the relationship, right? You're the Lulu. He was the rational one in the relationship, where he's like, no, like, right now we need to save our money. Right now it's to work, and, like, later I can just imagine you like, okay, like, damn. That was literally me. I was like, no.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Work harder, boo. We gotta stack. Work harder. You're going to pick up some shifts.
No, for real.
Imagine if we were like that for real. Like, well, then work harder.
We're like, work harder. Get another job. No, but, like, before, yeah, like he was the rational one in our relationship. And so I think that's another thing that like me, I'm 23. My frontal lobe is not developed yet. Like, I will say that much, right? Like, I change ideas and thoughts like this, right? And mind you, that's why I do many, many different things. Because I'm just like, okay, well, I like it here, but I don't think like I could see myself doing this forever, right? But that was another issue in our relationship that, like, I'm like, brother, I'm not asking you to spend 2 months in Europe. Like, I'm asking you for a weekend trip. We can drive there, stay 1-2 nights, and drive back.
Yes.
And
just
even
explore.
Yeah, and even then it was like, no, because of, you know, this and this, and I'm just like, oh, okay. You know what? We ain't gonna argue about this no more.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, you have to find someone who, yes, it's, I guess, the same as you, but also someone who has that sense of adventure that you may have, or has a sense of homebody that you may have. Like, you can't be total opposites. Mm-hmm. And that's something I've learned.
I think that too, because you always hear that like opposites attract, but it's like at some point you're gonna clash because you're like, I want to do this, and then you don't want to be like always nagging. It feels like nagging, right? When you're the one that's always wanting to do things and they're like, and then you feel bad, but you want someone that it doesn't feel like nagging. It feels like an idea. Yeah. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea, babe. I think we should do that, you know?
Yeah. But obviously be responsible enough to make the decisions. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's been hard these past 6 months. I'm not going to say that it's been, jollies. Obviously on social media, I don't like posting a lot about, on TikTok though. If y'all really want to know how I feel, go on my TikTok repost.
Your TikTok repost. That is
no, and I'm being so that I always tell people, like, you want to know how I feel? Go to my TikTok repost. Like, you will get a sense of exactly how I feel. But it is hard, and I think one advice I would give to people who are in situations or relationships where they don't feel happy anymore. And this goes out to people who also have kids, because I feel like people who have kids struggle more to stay in a certain relationship for their kid, just so that the kid can grow up with both parents or whatever the case is. Like, coming from someone whose parents were not the happiest, growing up, and whose parents were always, my mom bickering, I'm a dad. Like, coming from a household like that, I would say, like, sometimes it is better to only have, or to only live with one parent than with two. Because I feel like at the end of the day, you give your kids more trauma and more harm staying in a relationship like that, when there's maybe not so much love anymore, there's no more trust, there's no more anything. Like, it's so hard. It's hard to leave someone, right? Even being with someone who doesn't have any kids, right? But, like, I can't imagine the pain that moms go through, or even dads go through, to, like, leave their partner because of their kids, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like one thing I always say, like, it's up to the other parent whether they keep a relationship with their own kid or not. Yeah. Because you see amazing co-parents who, like, go pick them up, go drop them off. Like, they hang out with their ex-wife or ex-husbands and they're fine. But, taking it from someone who took so long to decide and forgot to actually be like, all right, girl, like, let's go. Like, we taking you out of the situation. Like, that's no longer your home. That's no longer your place to be. Like, it's so hard. And even if you do leave, it's so hard to let go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's so hard not to think about, like, what it could have been. Or if you would have done this, then maybe, you could have stayed there. But in so blaming yourself, you just put more sadness on top of what you're already feeling. And then you become miserable, that you're just like, you have to realize that a relationship fails because of the two. Yeah. Not just of one, not just of the other. Like, somehow the relationship has failed because both parties have either changed, or just because this person did it. Like, it's like I told you, like, Sergio stopped posting me, then I started posting him. Yeah. Sergio stopped showing, like, affection towards this, or me too. Like, but it's like that's not how it should have been.
And that wasn't even how you wanted to be. Like like to me, like sometimes I'll find myself being kind of petty like that too. But I'm like, that's not who I want to be. I'm not that person. But you kind of want to be like, well, if you're like that, if you don't care, well, then I'm not going to care either. But that's not fair to you because you care. You know, like I feel like it's not fair for you as a person who actually cares to hold back on your love or your care because the other person's not doing it.
Not giving it back.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people can relate to somewhere have felt or are feeling like that right now. Like either stuck in a relationship or left a relationship and they're still like sad.
Yeah. And I don't think it doesn't matter how long you were in it for. You know, like I say 9 years, but someone else can say that they've only been in it for a year or for a few months and they don't know how to get out. Because another thing is like women tend to fall fairly quicker than men, right? And like, I don't know, it's hard. Like, don't let anybody tell you that breaking up with somebody is easy. Don't let anybody tell you that, you know, you're going to be lonely because maybe you are. But at the end of the day, like, for me, I'm still learning this. I'm still learning this and that sometimes being alone is what's best. Yeah. Because I've never been alone in my life. Like, I've had boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend until I finally met Bañuelos. And then 9 years later, like, it was always me and him, even if we weren't always everywhere together. But it was like, at least I know I was going to go home to someone, right? So, like, this is my first 6 months by myself. And it is hard. And I think, you know, my friends have been very, very supportive, very, very there for me. And big shout out to Giselle, who I adore with my whole heart. And, you know, she's been a very solid rock for me, too. And you and Cece and Emily, like, all of you guys, like, just showing love. And sometimes, like, you're just, like, you're looking for love in all the wrong places. And it's like sometimes, you know, having the love of your friends is what's fulfilling in your life, and having that love from God is what's really, really fulfilling in your life. And just that, you know, sometimes your relationship can block that love that people are trying to give you elsewhere because you're just so sucked in there that you're like, this is all I need. Like, this person is all that I need in my life, when in reality, like, you need more than that, right? And I feel like, you know, I've grown deeper into the love for God, and at first, like, you can be very angry. I will say that, very vulnerable part of me right now, and I feel so bad saying it, but I was so angry at the beginning when I first left him. And people can say, like, oh, Jenny, why are you so sad if you're the one that left? But it's like, do y'all think I wanted to leave?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't, and I was so angry with God. Like, I was so angry. I was just so sad. And I was like, you know, like, if you put this man in my life, why are you taking him away? Like, why are you taking me away from the situation? Like, why couldn't, and I would be like, why couldn't you make me content to stay here? And now you're like, I look back and I feel so bad because it's just like, it wasn't God's doing, you know, it wasn't that he was trying to hurt me or anything. Like, you know, I had no right to be angry, but in that moment, like,
that's how you felt.
That's how I felt. Like, I was just so angry, and like, I've never been angry with God. Like, no matter what's happened in my life, like, I've always seen it as God does things for a reason, right? But like, in this scenario, like, I was just so mad, and you know, now that I look back at it, I'm like, I'm sorry, God. Like, I didn't mean to be mad at you. Like, you know, now I get it, and or at least now I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to understand what it is and everything. But I think that, you know, having and knowing that God loves me and God has literally had me and has been protecting me, you know, all along, and I feel him closer than ever now, you know, than when I was in a relationship. Like, I'm like, okay, you know, like, I'm trying, keyword. I'm trying to be okay with the fact that for right now, for this season or for the many seasons to come, like, being single is what needed to happen, or what needs to stay. Yeah. Until God puts whoever.
Yeah, I've been single for 6 years almost.
Oh, girl. Me 6 months.
But I can relate to that too, because I remember being mad, like, why, you know. But then I was like, I can't blame God, because I literally didn't follow what he says to do, which is marry. You know, like, I didn't go about that.
Yeah.
So I didn't,
Yes.
I was like, I realized that, like, okay, I can't, how am I going to be mad at him? But it does get better, I'll tell you that. Like, now it's like, you either have to add to what I have now, because I'm good by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find that person that's going to add positivity to your life, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's where I'm hoping too. And I'm really, really hoping for that too. And even though I may say, like, God, I'm ready for him now, like, I think at the end of the day, God knows whenever you're ready for that next partner to come into your life, or, you know, for you to try again. And at the end of the day, the way that I've put everything, I'm put it in God's hands. And let him take the wheel, because clearly my way did not work out.
And I think when you remember that, like, God's never failed you in any other thing in life.
He hasn't.
Even when things felt hard back then, like, you start to think, like, why would he steer me wrong now? You know, so that's something that you have to remind yourself. I've had to remind myself, like, God's always had me. Why am I now doubting that he has me? Like, no, like, he's proven to me time after time after time that he has me, but I'm letting this one situation
get to you.
Yes.
And then, like, it's so crazy, because, like, you build, right, this relationship with God. You're building. Something happens, and it's like you just crumble.
Yeah.
And you forget all that growth beforehand, and all that good that's happened beforehand, and you're focused on this negative thing. And then when you come out of it, you're like, well, bye-bye.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? Like, with men, we allow, like, this bad thing, and then there's one good thing, and you're like, yay!
Yeah.
And it's like the opposite. Like,
With God,
Oh, sorry, God. That is so bad. But yeah, you know, like, guys will be like doing bad things, and then that one thing they do, you're like, oh,
I can forgive you.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Like, we are meant to be. But then, with God, like, he
It's
gets
the
us so
opposite.
good.
Yeah.
And I have, I'm a huge person on TikTok, but I was seeing this TikTok earlier this morning, and it said, ¿Qué decía? No, but it was talking about being single for the season, and the reasonings why that maybe this is the season to be single, because you have to grow a little bit more in order to be ready for the next thing or whatever. But then it also talks about how eventually, when your relationship with God starts to get so good, the evil, right? The man downstairs, which I don't say his name, the man downstairs, like, is always going to come and interfere with that good. Because what's, you know, you live on this earth, and you do a lot of earthly things, like listen to music, and, you know, say that, oh, like, this art is this art is that. We're so engraved, or like so caught up in other people's lives, right? That, like, obviously that's just like the man downstairs work. That's him putting things in front of you
to distract
you from what really matters. And what really matters is for you to build a relationship with God, right? So, like, you're building this relationship with God, and eventually, of course, something always has to happen. And I feel like, for me, like, this was it. Like, because I was doing so good. Like, I was trying, and I think that's another thing, that whenever you start to grow with God, like, your perspective and a lot of things change.
Yeah.
Like, at first, like, moving in with Sergio without being married, like, I was like, who cares? You know, like, and many people do it. Who cares? Like, if we're not married, who cares if we're living in sin? Who cares? Whatever. But then, like, you start to grow this relationship with God, and you're just like, dang, like, I'm really sorry, God. Like, I'm really just out here being sinful and living with this man, and doing all this, like, you know, wifey stuff. Well, no ring.
no,
No, but, like, you really sit there, and you're just like, dang. And I think that's another thing that also started, you know, shifting us apart, is that, like, he wasn't super into it, which he's growing, right? No, but, like, he isn't super into his faith, right? And I think that's another mistake a lot of parents make whenever their kids are younger, is trying to force the church on them, trying to force that religion on them, or trying to force the faith. And even people who are devoted Christians or devoted Catholics, like, they try to push religion in your face so hard that they forget that before religion, it was just God, right? Like, to me, religion is man-made. Like, for me, you don't have to go to church every Sunday. You don't have to go to mass every Sunday. Like, as long as you read your Bible and you have 100% certainty that God is real and that you have your faith, like, that's all that matters, right? And that was another thing that for me, I wanted to start going to church. I wanted to go do all this, but he wasn't on board. And that's when I started seeing the bigger flaws in our relationship. Because now I believe that a relationship, the foundation of one is God, right? If you don't have God as the foundation of your relationship or your marriage,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work out, right? Because what's the point of the wife or the husband being devoted to their faith and having all this faith whenever the other partner can't get on board? And yeah, sure, you can, maybe God put you in that path so that you can bring your wife closer to God, or you can bring your husband closer to God. But eventually, like, that string breaks, right? And that's how I felt like it happened to us. Like, our problems weren't just minimal problems anymore. It was just like huge things that I was like I don't want to live this way.
And then you start thinking, like, how are we going to raise kids if you think, like, I think that's important.
Oh, girl, yes, with kids, yes. Because, like, people can be like, and, like, he would be like, oh, we can still baptize them in the Catholic Church. I was like, but why? Why if you don't even believe in the Catholic Church? Or, like, I guess he does believe, but, like, he's not a super, like.
It's like, you do it because, why are we doing it? Because that's what we should do, or because you know the importance of why we're doing it.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, like, you end up discovering your relationship with yourself. And that's another thing. Like, I started discovering who I am, what I like, what path I wanted to follow, what path I didn't want to follow. And like I said, you just grow apart in many different ways. And not that, I didn't love him, because I did, and I still do, like, wholeheartedly still love him. But was I in love with him? No, not anymore.
That's what I think a lot of people have to ask themselves, like, am I in love or am I comfortable? Right? And I think when you're married, though, there's going to be times where you're like, do I love this man or what? But when you're married and you have to, like, work, you can work on, and it depends what you can work on, because there's certain things that I'm not willing to work on. And there's things that I'm like, okay, let's work on this together. But I think right now you're at the perfect, any age, honestly, it doesn't matter what age you're in.
It does not matter what age you're in.
But I feel like you're in such a place where you are free, and that a lot of people, I trust me, I know a lot of people that wish that they could walk away. So it's a blessing that, like, there's people, and it's a blessing that you have your dad and your, like, to have that support, because I know people who want to leave relationships, but they have nowhere to go. And it's like, damn, what do you do in that situation? When you're like, you depend on your man, and that's why, to me, sometimes, like, allowing your man to pay all the bills. Yes, thank you. But you got to stack up your money too. If they're paying the bills, stack some money on the side, because when you want to leave them, you have that money.
And then another thing, like, I know we're running super short time, but another thing, like, I remember whenever I had first left Bañuelos, somebody very close to me came up to me and they're like, well, Jenny, sometimes you have to change for your partner. And I was like, elaborate. I was like, what do you mean change, right? And they're like, yeah, like, sometimes to make the relationship work, you have to change who you are in order to stay there. And I remember at this point, like, it was so fresh, right? It was so fresh. I was just like, this is the first time you're hearing about it, and this is what you have to say to me. Like, not how are you? Like, how can I help? Like, nothing. Like, she was like, yeah, like, you have to change you as a person. You have to fit with whatever your partner wants. Like, I was just so taken back by that statement. And I was like, who told you that?
And it's like, why can't he change then? Why do I have to change? But I think it just comes down to, like, incompatibility. Sometimes you realize you're like, we're not even that compatible.
Well, I just don't think that you have to change for anybody.
No, I think you should.
Like, instead of changing for that partner, like, they should be able to learn how to embrace, like, each other, right? Like, yeah, sometimes there is compromises you have to make in order to be happy, or in order to be okay. But, like, change is a very huge word in my vocabulary. Like, how are you gonna tell me I need to change? Like, girl, I'm not gonna change for nobody.
I'm perfect, honey. Change.
No, it doesn't even say that you're perfect. But I feel
but like, change. What the change my clothes? Change what? Because ain't no.
No, it's not even about being perfect. It's just the fact that, like, so yes, like, you already know how that certain person is, right? And you knew that from the very beginning. And it's just vice versa. Like, you know, you knew that they were outgoing. You know that they were this. Like, how come now, not, you know, 5 years later, you're just like, you know, can you tone it down a little bit?
No.
You know, like, that's the kind of thing I was just like, no. Like, no, you have to embrace your other partner's, you know, personalities or whatever the way they are. And one thing about me is that to this day, I will go to war for Sergio because, you know, like, he is very, when people try to, you know, talk about him in a very negative perspective, like, I'm like, no. Like, you know, even when we were dating, like, I used to, you know, defend him a lot from people that would come up to me because obviously I would always be out with my friends and he was never with me, and they would be like, oh, like, of course he's just video. I was like, yeah, and so what? Like, he's home, he's happy, he'll be fine.
We're good. It works, and it worked. It worked for y'all at the time, you know?
At the time, but I think eventually, like, you eventually want them to, like, at least come out with you every once in a while, you know, at least plan something. And I think, you know, for me, it would have, maybe now it isn't, but it would have at that time been enough for him to be like, to plan dates, to give me flowers from freaking Walmart. They're like $5, like, you know, just anything. And like, that would have been enough for me at that time, of course, at that time.
Not no more.
Yeah, so at that time, I think it would have been enough. And now that, you know, you sit there, you grow, and you ponder all of this, and I'm still going through it. Every day is a roller coaster of emotions. Every day is a roller coaster of feeling happy, feeling sad, and sometimes what you portray on social media isn't always what it is. And that's one thing I always say. And but at the end of the day, like, I do thank God for me, for my family, for my friends, for every single person who's been in my life, who's, you know, gone out of, been taken away from my life or whatever. So at the end of the day, that's that. And I think I am a very firm believer that, like, my love with God and my relationship with God is, like, one of the most important things that I'm striving to be better at. And I'm striving to be more devoted in my faith. And if one thing, like, have y'all watched A Walk to Remember?
Yes, I cry every time.
Every time I cry. Well, there's a part that she says on there, because obviously the guy isn't big on the faith, because he's like, well, bad stuff happens all the time, right? Yeah. And then she's like, well, how can you look at all this and see, you know, they were in front of a lake or whatever. And she's like, how can you see the stars? And
I love her.
I love her too. And how can you see all this and not have faith? And then he's just like, you know, sitting there looking at her, and she's like, it's like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Oh. And that's one thing I relate my faith to, is like, I can't see. Obviously, you can't see God. You don't see Jesus, but, like, you feel him. You feel him in every prayer that you do. You feel him in reading the Bible and sharing scripture and all of this. And then you're just like, wow, like, you know, like, love for him is blind, right? Because you can't see. You know, you're not sure. You're not quite sure, like, if he hears you, but he always is, right? So I think, like I said, my relationship with God is my number one priority now. And obviously, like, I'm trying every day to be happy with just that, because it's hard.
It's really,
and at the end of the day, I'm a human being. Like, I can't sit here and be like, yeah, I live by the Bible, you know, because I don't.
Yeah.
I have a sailor's mouth. Big one.
You haven't cussed at all on here, like, right?
Maybe one time.
It's because I was like, on Reddit, well, am I the asshole?
Yeah. But I feel like you haven't.
That's good. Yeah, we've cut back on cussing too.
Yeah, we would. You look back at our other.
Yeah.
I'm like, ew. What were we? Why did we talk like that?
Imagine it's like you guys put in the beep. It's like, beep. So yeah,
Jenny.
But yeah.
Well, thank you. I literally, like, appreciate you sharing that here with us. I know you haven't been. This is our first podcast, y'all, that she's ever been on.
Our first one.
And
Jackie has plenty. on my podcast.
I have 2, I think, or 3, 2 or 3.
On our last one, we did say we were gonna do 75 hard.
We're gonna have to do that next year. Okay, we're gonna have to do that maybe next year. But yeah, I think honestly that what feeling those feelings that you feel, and a lot of people, like, and I know sometimes it's hard to talk about it, but you would be surprised how many people feel that and or are in a situation where they want to leave and they can't. Or
I did a pep talk before coming in here on the drive up. I was like, Jenny, do not cry.
Oh, you've done so good, and I think you will. This episode honestly will inspire people to be like, or who are going through it, to be like, damn, I'm not alone. And so I think sometimes you go through hard things, and it brings you closer to God. And I've told God, I'm like, you know what? If that's what it took for me to get to know you better and get closer to you, thank you. If that, it takes perspective though, because in the moment you're like, this is not what I wish I was going through. But yeah, I think I feel like there's so much we could get into. We've already been shooting for like an hour, but you're gonna have to come back, Jenny.
Oh, I would love to. Maybe in another 6 months, and I can tell you exactly what's been going on. But honestly, one thing that I want to share one verse with y'all from the Bible.
Please.
I'm not gonna read it. Y'all can, if y'all really want to know what I'm talking about, you guys can open up your Bibles and really read it, because this is like my favorite verse, because it really describes what love is. Right, what love should be, what loving someone is about, right? And it's 1 Corinthians 13, 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and I got it from A Walk to Remember. Like, I remember when I was watching the movie and like he read it to her, I was like, I want that, like that, because that's what love really is. And I guess I can read it to you.
Read it, okay. Yes.
Well, let me pull up the Bible first. Okay, so 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. This is the NIV version. And it's, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres.
Oh, I love that.
And I love that. Like, when I first heard it in the movie, and like now we finished reading 1 Corinthians last week and Bible study, I was like, it's so hard to love like this, because like keeping no wrongs, like how many of us bring up the past to our partners over and over again. But the Bible says, like, if you're gonna be with this person, clean slate. Like, don't think about that. The past is in the past. Love is not envy. How many of us like do hateful things to our partners, because whatever psycho crap is in your head. But like, how many of us like don't hurt our partners and this and that? And it's just like, that verse itself like brought so much perspective when it came to love, right? And I would say reading my books has too. But it's like, but then again, like, even fiction books about romance is man written by women who want those standards in a man. It's not even about having the money. It's not even about doing this expensive it's like, in every book that I've read, and I've read many, it's the same thing over and over again. Having that attention to your partner, planning those dates, giving them flowers, and vice versa. Women can do a lot of things for men too, right? You can't just put it on the man's plate and expect him to do everything while you just sit here and you're just like, give.
Yeah. And I think in order to give as a woman, we have to feel like we're in our feminine, right? Like, we have to be like, oh, I want to do this for him. Because, because you're in your feminine energy.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes, because sometimes as if you're the one doing everything, you're like, I don't want to keep doing this for this man. What are you doing for me?
Yeah.
But it's just like, you want to feel like, oh, I want to do this for you. But I
feel like when you're in love, you do.
Yeah.
Like, you get that urge to like,
you want to learn how to
see
cook.
Something.
Yeah.
You see something. You're just like, ooh, like that would be perfect for him. Right. And that's why I feel like with men, like if they're in love with you, then they will do anything for you. And it's like I said, it's not about the money. It's not about huge gestures. It's really the simple little things that bring people so much joy. And it's vice versa with men and women, right?
And that keep the relationship alive. And the chemistry there.
Because women want to talk about independent. Women want to talk about being independent, being this, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we want a man.
I don't want to be independent no more.
I think that's propaganda.
Yeah. Who did this? Who said women needed to work? We're in the wrong generation.
Yeah, like, I want to stay home, make cookies, like, clean the house.
That's all I want to do. Yeah.
Did y'all hear that?
Somebody scream, right?
What was that? Did you hear that?
I don't know.
I'm scared.
Very long scream.
That was but I didn't hear it out here at all.
I don't know. I feel like it sounds louder in the headphones.
Yeah, that was a full-on scream.
Was it outside or was it in here?
I don't know.
I don't know. I had both my headphones
There's
in.
no way that we heard it that loud.
It has to be inside, I think.
Y'all, that's scary.
There's somebody coming up. Did we close the door right?
Yeah, everything was good.
There was somebody coming up.
Wait, should we call Edwin?
I'll go.
No. Don't go. No. Let's pretend.
Movies. And she's like, I'll go to the danger.
Let's pretend.
Do we have anything to protect ourselves?
No. Bottle.
Yo, what that just texted him. Is anyone here? We heard a loud scream.
Let me look outside.
No, don't look outside. No, let's look outside.
Yeah, because that was a really loud scream.
Yeah, it was long.
And it was long.
It was a girl, right?
Yes. It was one of the handmaids.
But why are they not screaming?
No, but it's crazy because it had to be loud because we heard it through the mics.
I feel like we hear stuff all the time, though. Like,
No, but that one was the scary.
Yeah, that one's
We've
scary.
heard like thumps. We've heard like, but that one was the scary.
Yeah, that was a full-on scream. That was
Should
like
we grab like a weapon in case when we walk down there?
he probably looked on the cameras and stuff.
well, if we die, at least it'll be on camera. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my gosh.
Our death will be memorable.
We'll be on a documentary because it'll be on camera.
No, but yeah,
Y'all, that's a scary
that was
movie.
scary because more because we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Really weird though. Y'all should really put that scream in. No, at the beginning that would catch people's attention.
Yeah,
I wonder
like
if it'll pick up.
I'm pretty sure.
Girl, I'm sure it did. Like,
But it sounded kind of like, I thought it was like a car screeching at first. Like,
Oh.
I mean, I
At
thought too,
first-
but then I saw Jelly's face and she was like,
But
and I was like,
no,
wait,
but
is
it
a-
was definitely a scream after. Because at first it was like, and then it was like definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Ooh, well, we go home. Before we walk out that door. All right, I think that is the episode.
All right.
Anything else? We're good?
I think that was.
Where can they follow you or?
Oh yes, me. Oh yes. So I'm really close to 1K on TikTok.
Please, yes, we're gonna get her
Go
to
follow
1K.
me. So on literally every social media platform, I'm literally LaJennys, Jennys. On pretty much Instagram and TikTok, and I don't know if people use Facebook anymore, but it's Jennifer Mercado on there.
And your podcast?
Oh, my podcast is Chismeando con LaJennys. It's on YouTube and on Spotify. I haven't recorded an episode in a very, very long time. I used to be very devoted into having people in and doing all this, but with life changing a whole 360 and, you know, I just switched firms a year ago. So I'm now with McKinsey Real Estate. Like, everything has just changed so much for me that I haven't given it the time. Though I do love shooting podcast videos, and you know, Jackie can attest to that because I'm just like, you want to be on the podcast?
Yeah, she's so good at it too.
Thank you.
She has a lot of really good episodes on there now too.
Yeah, even that. Yeah. So yeah, if y'all want to watch on YouTube or Spotify, Chismeando con LaJennys.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thank
We'll
you
have
for
you back.
coming,
guys, for
Jenny. We
inviting me.
love
This was
you.
fun.
You
Thank
are.
you.
I feel like I want to have you all the time. You might have to come and take my spot when I give birth. I swear, I was thinking that whenever she was on, like maybe she could come in and do an episode because I'm thinking like once I leave for January, probably having like different guests come in. And I'm like, Jenny would be so good. I think I told you that. I was like, and then even right now I was thinking about it. And then just a few other people that we've had on here. But
thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, we love you. Bye.